going to be making a ginormous cake for this huge birthday party I'm going to. They said they're expecting about 200 people, but if you think you can do something, you should try. That's just like a lot of cake. You only grow by accepting a challenge and forcing yourself to grow. Then this is for this company called Fresh Ground Pepper. This is a fresh ground pepper vanilla bean cake with fresh ground pepper salted caramel frosting. This butter's kind of hard and we're supposed to have it softened so we can put it in the Mixmaster. I'm using unsalted butter because then you can add your own salt later. If you use salted butter, then someone else is making the decisions for you, and that would not make it your challenge. I'll tell you about my friend Lucy. Didn't really let people in and didn't really like to have feelings, and she's very much a career lady, which is awesome. I think she was pretty lonely. Well, not lonely, but I think, she was ready to share her awesomeness with someone else. Now, the key to tackling a challenge is not beating yourself up as you go, because then you'll never get there, because I could just feel like my chest getting tight and I feel like my heart's gonna explode. My friend Lucy, and we have our softened butter, 6 cups of sugar. When it says cream together the butter and sugar, that means do it really fast together. But first I'll just do the butter a little. She did have this one boyfriend for about 2 years that ended really, really, really badly, and sadly, it's important when creaming to scrape down the sides. Okay, so this guy totally hurt her. So I'm supposed to have 12 eggs. However, I only have 7. So I think for a while she didn't want to date anymore. But I encouraged her to get back out there. She started being much more open and feeling her feelings. I'm going to add this applesauce as an egg substitute. So she was seeing different guys and she would go on different dates. Generally, my advice with things like OkCupid or having your friends set you up is like, just see if it works, because you never know. Like when you meet someone at a bar, you're not looking at all their credentials. You just know if you're attracted to them. It'll also be a little lower fat without even meaning to be. Sometimes mistakes when you tackle a challenge are the best part. So, anyways, I would go over and look at her OkCupid profile sometimes and help her. So we found this one boy who wasn't really that cute, but there was something she liked about it, and they went out on a date. She didn't even want to go. She was going to cancel at the last minute, and I was like, don't cancel. And she was like, look, I have my career, and I don't have a half hour to go get a beer. And I was like, listen to yourself. And luckily, they did click, and she ended up staying for 2 hours. 10 teaspoons baking powder. There were a lot of things on paper she wouldn't have liked. Like, he didn't have a great job. He hated his job. He lived with his parents. He had no previous relationship experience. But there was something she liked about him, and he made her laugh. So, a lot of salt, because I like it. They went out a few more times, and they just kept having a great time. Like, this is going to come up over the bowl. This is the point at which I make my own judgment call. So I just put the rest of the cake batter. One day, I get a text from her saying he just ended it over text message. She was really surprised by it because they had had such an open, honest, like, truthful, mature relationship up until then. I had no explanation for her. She was trying to figure out what was going on, if she had done something wrong, and I was thinking about it. The pepper is actually really nice. And I thought, well, this guy was a little older, clearly did not have his stuff together, and may have been a little intimidated that if he stayed with her, he was really probably going to have to work on himself because she would make him want to, not because she would make him. don't freak yourself out. If there's something you want, don't convince yourself you can't have it before you even try. Here's to challenges. Cake is the challenge, and then the frosting is like the treat and the joy of what you're looking for. So when she finds someone, that will be the frosting, or like the fun experiences she has along the way. And I know it's gonna come back to her in so many good ways. There's just someone wonderful who is ready. Ta-da! Tastes delicious. Don't be afraid to do something scary. And good job, Lucy. And that guy, maybe you'll get braver one day. You probably will.